remake level of like remaster. This is a simple remaster. Here are the basic things that we're going to be doing in it. We're going to give you more details later. But like, this is what you should expect. And like, it was very wisely worded to make it very easy for everybody to just, okay, this is, all the fans going in, this is what we were expecting. And it worked to fabulous effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're trying to do the exact same thing with Dragon Age 4.
Which,
So,
I appreciate because it feels kind of like more... It's a weird way to say it, but like more intimate to the fans.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're at a convention and you see a panel and they announce all this cool stuff, or like it's E3 and they announce it.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But anybody else got some thoughts?
No, I'm pretty happy they released that, and I'm pretty happy they're quite open about the fact that we're not gonna get something. Like, we're not gonna get anything. They're like, we're still working on it. We're still doing our stuff. Then you just have to be patient with us. Like,
I say we riot in the streets.
I'm with Ethan.
Yeah.
Murder! Murder!
Riot.
My big problem is there's not a lot of people in France knowing about Dragon Age, which is sad.
That brings me back to my last point. Murder!
Oh my gosh.
Crime!
I guess we can move on to the short stories. I think we all have taken a little glance at them.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about them because they are so stinking cool. And one of them is so cute.
Can you just quickly tell me if perchance my audio is
both of them are pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Is my audio a little bit better? Not so much.
It's
way worse.
It's way worse.
That's horrible.
How about like this?
That's good.
That's better. That's perfect.
Thank fuck. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't. Oh god, I need to quit cursing.
I need to lower you down a little bit now. It's good. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
No, curse more.
Yeah, curse more. Fuck.
Anyways.
Fuck, motherfuck.
Please.
So, Won't Know When, I feel like, is one of the most adorable Dragon Age stories I've ever read.
Oh. Yeah.
Won't Know When? Yeah.
Have you guys read that yet?
I did. It is. How dare it warm my... Yeah, how dare a Grey Warden story warm my heart like this?
It's
so good.
It's so good. And then I think we said when we were talking earlier, this is like the first time we've seen a dwarf and elf.
And an elf.
And pairing that isn't like a love interest and a PC.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is really freaking cool.
Oh yeah, agreed.
And I kind of like the fact that they did that last year too with the Wake, by including a character that we learned to know through Tevinter Nights, but just like seeing the name like Efka, wait a minute, I know you, and just like thinking about the story, Hunger, and just seeing that, I'm like, wait, no, don't do this to us. Although I really like them, this story is super cute, and it gives me hope to see the Warden not getting a redemption, because it really depends how you play your hero and how you see the thing. But I'm like, this
Mel
might
says
be
it's beautiful and so sad.
Oh,
yeah, it's sad because
absolutely.
you're like, geez, I don't like where this is going, because they're cute, but you know it's not gonna end well.
Well, they're Grey Wardens, so it's like you have that extra bit of expectation of like, oh.
Well, I mean, it's either a sad death or it's a fast death.
So I'm kind of intrigued. Maybe someone in chat can answer. I doubt it, because every time I asked, nobody did that. Even Molly didn't get the thing. But when you're in Inquisition, when you have like the Warden, you have no matter who it is, right? He says that the Warden went on a quest. No matter what, if your Warden is alive, your Warden is on a quest. And I wonder if your Warden died during Origin, if the Olesian Warden that becomes Commander does that too.
I mean, that would make sense to me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's mentioned. I think I'm gonna need to make a keep just for that,
Mhm.
because if they are, then it's canon that
They're trying to
the-
find a cure.
yeah, the cure is they're working on it. Like the warden is working on it. So
I
Yeah.
that
mean,
might be something important.
I wouldn't be surprised if like a side plot or maybe even if you are a warden in DA4, like one of your quests is like not like a fetch quest, but you need to go get these things to be able to help us try to find a cure for this.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be kind of fun. I'm also curious to see because the only other really marriage we see between wardens is like Alistair and your character. But in that, but like at
Yeah.
the same time, it's weird because technically he is royalty, so kind of that cancels out the wardenship. So it would be kind of nice to see how,
Normal warden act.
You know, as
yeah,
soon as I
like how
forgot
that
to-
looks. And then also, like, have you ever stopped to think if two wardens had a baby, what the fuck would happen to that kid?
They're sterile.
Yeah.
Like,
Except
that'd be
Fiona.
a blighted kid from the front.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, isn't I swear I heard something that like wardens are sterile.
They
or
are.
something.
They are
No.
sterile.
They're not. They're
Well,
not
actually, yeah,
infected.
no, because
It
your
literally
warden-
says it in the codex, and you have a conversation with Alistair about it.
Except that
Yeah.
other conversations can tell that it's just that
Oh,
they
okay.
have a very low chance to get it, and
Yeah.
two wardens together, low chance with low chance, it's impossible. Well, technically, it's
exactly.
impossible.
It's,
Although,
like, impossible doesn't mean it's not possible.
Oh yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So like it'd
It's
be kind of fun.
improbable.
It'd be kind of cool. It's improbable, yeah. It'd be kind of cool to see like, does that kid have like old god blood, or is like now an old god because they got two blighted parents, like that sort of stuff. I'm just curious what they do about it. And then like, it's hard to tell timeline wise which time this story happened.
yeah, there's no.
That's true.
Although
So
it has to not be too long after what happens to the book.
yeah,
'Cause they
with
don't seem to
Abeka.
have reached
Mhm.
Weishaupt.
Mhm.
And Weishaupt called the wardens, all the wardens at
Mel
Weishaupt
was talking
Weishaupt.
about.
right after Inquisition.
Hello, guys. Mel
Yeah,
was
always.
talking about they are sterile after a
Okay.
while because the taint gets
Yeah.
worse, and
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
that
that
why
makes sense.
that is
Mm.
why Riordan is not an alternative for the dark ritual because he is too tainted.
He can't.
Oh yeah, it's true. Oh yeah.
Were they getting too close to their calling? That's the problem. The
Yeah.
only problem is Alistair, because Alistair is a descendant of Calenhad, and the Calenhad bloodline is bullshit. This is pure bullshit.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of the Calenhad bloodline, I think I finally figured out why Fiona got rid of the taint. It's not just because she was how should I put it? I don't think just anyone who got pregnant can become untainted.
Oh no.
I think it's specifically the Calenhad bloodline. If you're carrying an heir, then you
Well,
get
yeah.
untainted, because otherwise you'd be like, yeah, but Alistair
Ooh.
is a Calenhad, so he wouldn't get
Ooh.
tainted.
Well,
No, it's because you're carrying down the lineage.
lineage,
You-
yeah. Well,
you-
one thing
and-
I'm kind of curious on then is because, like, essentially the Calenhad bloodline is considered to have, like, essentially, like, the blood of dragons moving through it. I wonder if that has something to do with it a bit as well.
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, like, granted, that's an old-ass storyline that really hasn't been talked about in God knows
Yeah.
how many years.
And
But if they're trying to make other references to other medias and like trying to tie in the
Mm.
wrangled, untamed mess, which is the Dragon Age universe, that might be an angle that they go after.
that would
Could be.
also
It could be very interesting.
Effie,
And supposedly, go ahead.
Effie is wondering. It makes me wonder how old Fiona was when she got pregnant.
Oh,
And
oh,
Mel
oh,
says,
I know that. I know
hi,
that.
hi guys,
portion.
please let me
She's
finish
like in her
saying the
mid-twenties.
comments.
Sorry.
Alistair's bloodline is hilarious. Half mage, half Grey Warden, half Orlesian, half elf, and then dragon blood in there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Affy then says
He's a
he's
clusterfuck.
something it all.
He's got it all.
Mel says yeah, and then says it's like you took random parts of Thetis and blended, and there you have Alistair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is even worse when you make Kieran, because you're like, okay, so you're a quarter elf, and you are and you probably have dragon, because I don't know what Morrigan is. But technically, there's that too, because when you think the Calenhad bloodline is from the blood of the dragons, but if we believe what we read about the Ivanuris and Mythol particularly, you're like, but there were dragons. They had the dragon form. So is it just the legend that became they drank dragon blood or something like this? Or there's a shapeshifter that could be a dragon? That was the first mother or the first father of the first descendant of Calenhad.
Yeah.
I'm like, that might explain some things. And after Alistair decided to get tainted on his own. Oh, jeez.
Sorry to interrupt, but Ethan, on my end, you look really laggy on your stream.
Oh, he's like...
Okay, so... Nimble,
Yeah.
sorry to...
Oh yeah, Jesus.
I interrupted.
Mhm.
I can tell you exactly when she found out she was pregnant in the epilogue of The Calling.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like right at the tail end of the... So like at the end of the book, after they go on their whole adventure and everything, that's when she finds out she's pregnant. So... God, when does The Calling take...
It's
Oh shoot, I'm bad with timelines.
Yeah,
one or
especially
two
the
years
Dragon
after
Age.
Rowan's
Oh, yeah.
death. Not long after
No,
Rowan's
no,
death.
So it-
no. The Calling takes place years after.
Is
The
it like
Calling-
20 years before DAI?
Yeah, it's before DA.
Oh.
God.
Way before DAO. Oh, wait,
Yeah, way
Kaelin.
before DAO. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
But it's like I
Wait.
think there's about a 20-year gap in between, the Stolen Throne and the Calling.
Hey, it's basically Alistair's age.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Duh.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's is it fixed? Is
Oh,
the,
there you
uh,
go.
Good.
The calling takes place in 99, says Mel.
Is the stream still
99
being laggy?
things.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
And then
Alright.
it first what
Affy
the-
says
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
but if you
sure.
remember, they had these charms or amulets or whatever that made the taint worse when they were in the Deep Road. So it's incredible how Fiona could get pregnant despite that.
It's the power of love.
I was about to
And
say, look,
also
some. Oh, go ahead.
But what's happening? Like,
Okay, in my opinion, it's just because it's not about Fiona, although she was the one carrying Alistair.
my controller right now
Uh,
at least stopped
it's
working.
because the
Uh-oh.
father was Merrick,
What the fuck?
and because he was a Calenhad descendant. Yeah, definitely. All fair in love.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's something I can actually pretty agree with. Like, especially with how we know how special that
There we
bloodline
go.
is.
That was weird.
There's
Was
definitely
affecting though kind of Corypheus false calling, I think. It seems just a way the architect found to
What the hell's going on with this controller right
accelerate the
now?
process.
There you
I
go.
know, but you're gonna
Oh, yeah.
die.
Yeah, I'm good.
I just think it's really sweet that they were like, "Would you marry me?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
thought it was
that's so
cute, yeah.
sweet.
That was adorable.
I want more romance like this that doesn't end in me tearing up, please.
Well,
By the way, give me a
yeah.
nice
I
romance.
I mean, they're gonna have a terrible end, but I will be excited if we get to meet them
Yeah.
in Dragon Age 4.
like the one thing I absolutely love though about the picture. Like, it's an adorable picture, have to admit. I really wonder who did the artwork for that because that's cool as shit. I also love the
you could probably
if
see.
you look at the ogre, and again, this is my forensics background coming in. Of all the places to shoot an ogre, why are you shooting it at the hardest part of its body?
Because art, I guess.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Don't
Don't question it.
But like, look, there's the reason why there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 arrows in that part. There's a reason.
I can't
You chose-
find who the artists are, but I'm sure BioWare will release something talking about them soon. They're usually really good about that.
Yeah, and it also, if it's also internal internal as well, that would also be interesting as well.
If that is the art that's gonna be in the new Dragon Age, like that fucking pretty all the time, I will be flabbergasted.
Mm-hmm.
I will be so impressed.
Ooh, speaking of art and things looking really pretty, especially, this is gonna sound a little tangential. I'm ringing it in, I promise. With the rumors that possibly BioWare is wanting to go with the Unreal Engine for the next Mass Effect game, do you think they may try to do the same thing for Dragon Age, or do you think this is going to be the last game that they're going to do Frostbite with?
They started development with Frostbite, so I would be surprised if they switched to Unreal this late.
Well,
in the
Mass
game.
Effect's doing Unreal. So.
Especially with how many
that's the rumor.
development issues there's been.
No, that was confirmed.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can confirm you that Dragon Age 4 is gonna stay Frostbite for
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah, I'm
if they
pretty
make that one,
sure.
that is, because we don't know
They
if we're
confirmed
gonna
something
have
recent
Dragon Age
about-
5, but yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing we had about the new Frostbite version was the hair, and they didn't release the, hey, look at the hair we're making for nothing. Like, we know why we wanted better hair.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think the engine tried to get better, so I think we're gonna get a good game with it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, it's...
Although,
I think it
switching to
depends
Unreal-
how.
yeah.
Honestly, I think it depends how well Dragon Age 4 does with Frostbite. That will probably determine what engine the next game goes to.
Yeah. I don't know, because the problem is, and this is something that people don't kind of need to understand, is that BioWare has been experimenting with Frostbite since, I want to say, 2009, 2010. Like, they have been messing around with it for over 10 years. At this point, I think they have a good idea of how capable it is. Like, they know how it works. It's just, I honestly would not be surprised if in the next Dragon Age game does go to Unreal, because it's like, yeah, we know what Frostbite is capable of, but, and this is more of a trend that you're seeing all throughout the entire gaming industry, is not necessarily going with the most powerful engine, but going with the easier to work with engine. Like,
yes.
The prime example of that is actually the Slip Space engine that they used to make Halo Infinite. Microsoft spent $500 million developing that engine. Not to make it prettier, not to make it do cooler shit, but to make it easier to develop in, and to make spin-off and sequel games. That was its sole purpose. And I would not be surprised if more and more studios are going that way. And especially, like, we've already seen the Unreal Engine do some amazing things in other RPGs. So I wouldn't be surprised if BioWare's looking at that and it's like, yeah, no, we're tired of doing this. We're tired of doing this. We're switching to Unreal.
Understandably honest.
Yeah, we'll get to see what happens. I feel like it's hard to speculate when you don't have even a title or a trailer yet.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true.
Especially, let's say that the engine word, when it comes to video game, this is very complex. Like, Frostbite is from EA, and EA gets to decide what their company's using. If they don't want all their games to go through Unreal and want their proprietary engine to be used, that's going to be used. After it's a term of negotiation, of discussion with direction. So I'm not going to speculate on whether or not they're going to use it, although I would give a chance to Frostbite because we didn't see the new version of it yet.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure the new version adapted after Inquisition because they saw what an RPG needed.
Yeah.
And we're working for working on engines, in my degree, you tend to really work your ass off to put the things together for the type of games you want to put
Yeah.
the engine on.
I will say though, it's actually not true that EA forces their studios to do that, because if that's the case, why never Apex should have been on Frostbite. Titanfall 2 should have been on Frostbite, but they weren't. Or Jedi Fallen Order should have been on Frostbite, but none of them were. And in which book is it? Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. They actually talk about how they got why they chose Frostbite, because BioWare was already looking for an engine at the time, because the engine that they were using wasn't working out for them. So they chose to go with Frostbite. That was a choice that the studio made. That wasn't forced upon them by EA. Granted, EA made a hell of a case of like, look, you can share resources with other studios. You can do a bunch of cool stuff with it. Everything's gonna look pretty. Like on paper, Frostbite was the perfect choice at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Retrospect's a bit of a bitch about that, but yeah, no, it's BioWare has never been forced to go with it. They have made the conscious choice to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, was not a decision that they made off of a whim. They started all the way back in like 2009, 2010, and they've been evaluating it ever since.
That's understandable. You always take big risks when you try a new engine, but sometimes the payoff is good. So
yeah, well, exactly. I mean,
good for Dragon Age. For the two next, the problem is that Frostbite shows its limit. At least the version that we're using showed its limit on Andromeda, and it definitely showed its limit on Anthem because they couldn't do a lot of things.
A lot of the stuff that they showed in the fake preview. Sorry.
Oh god.
I was so mad. I was like, I want that game.
Problem.
If you had given me that game, I would have been so excited.
That's the problem of pre-rendered cutscenes. Also,
so mad.
What I wanted to say by EA Force is that the direction of BioWare made the choice to do it, but the dev had to go with it, even if they weren't agreeing with it.
Oh yeah,
like, you have what to say when you code the engine. That was more what I wanted to say. So
gotcha.
They did an ass of a job with Inquisition. Andromeda retrospectively isn't the worst they could have done with the engine, but that's the limit they could have done.
Yeah,
and Anthem is showing it. that was the limit.
Yeah, and I've talked about this publicly before, but like, I mean, you can just tell how hard it is to develop in that game. Look at how many games that BioWare produced from, and I'm just gonna count, from 2000 to 2012, then from 2012 to 2022, which I know I'm not counting.
That's a bad argument because the game size.
Well, I mean,
as well as how evolved that they made the new games that they've made.
Yeah, true, but yeah,
it takes a lot longer when you make a bigger game.
True, but at the same time, you can even look at the spacing of the games and things like that, and you do realize, like, Frostbite is, and we've seen this historically, where like, yeah, Frostbite is something that in Unity or Unreal that could take maybe a few days to make, takes weeks to develop in Frostbite.
That's true.
Like, in BioWare, and like having development problems is normal. I mean, some of these people in this podcast may be a little bit more aware of this than others. But development is fucking hard and a pain in the ass.
Yep.
So, the thing is that it seems to be Frostbite compounded those issues immensely. And
say that to Bethesda, 2 with the time they make to do Elder Scrolls 6. That's that's not just the engine. The engine is a pain, yeah, but there's a very long process. We saw that with Dragon Age 4. They changed a lot of things. They need to redo it from the beginning. It's not just the engine.
And then they had multiplayer, and then they took out multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's you can't blame just the engine for all the development issues that's been going on.
No, that's why I said compounded them. Like, it definitely compounded the issues. Like, they could have had, like,
I also think until the next game comes out and we see what Frostbite does, we can't really judge. The reason being, they had to form their own tools and a lot of new tools when using Frostbite for Inquisition, and now those tools exist.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had to do that with Inquisition and Andromeda and Anthem. So yeah, no, I actually think, Nimble, you have a really good point of just the fact, like, hey, you know, they're now able to actually build on what the tools that they've accumulated over the last 10 years. You know.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mel might be going because her brother-in-law is coming over to play DA2. Woo!
Oh yeah!
Have
Have fun!
And they're going full Purple Hawk. The Menace of Kirkwall.
Sarcasm.
I love having you here, Mel. Thank you so much for coming here. It's been so good to meet you.
Yep.
And you're awesome. And I hope you come around some more.
Yep,
we
hope to see you in the future.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, see you.
Alright, that's a good transitioning point. I feel like development is always a big hot topic when it comes to the new BioWare games. So let's keep going.
I got a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So are we starting Among Us at 4, or are we playing it from like 3 to 4? Because like, are we ending it? Because it says on the thing, I'm pretty sure it said like till 4 o'clock, right? I mean, it says 4 p.m. is when we're gonna play.
Yeah.
So that's when we're starting.
I mean, when can Age of 13 is ready to roll at 4?
I am unfortunately starting to fizzle, so make these choices, and based on your choices, chooses what I do. So.
What?
What?
I'm confused. Sorry, I'm confused. Wait, what's?
She's saying that like she might not sit out if we go too long.
Yeah, I have to. And
that's fine.
My body is starting to be like, Sterling, you've been up for 12 hours.
Yeah, mine too. To be honest. That's why
Okay,
I
mean we could do it earlier if we want. I just am gonna let Asia know.
It's up to you guys. Let me know.
Yeah, we can tell Asia if she's ready. Once she's ready, we can start, I think.
Yeah,
we also
same.
want to talk about the Eternal Flame as well.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Cool.
So just one thing. The thing that unites both stories is basically love in different ways, which I found was very cute.
There's 3 stories, guys.
3?
Yes.
Huh?
3.
Wait, what?
3.
Where's the third?
There's a
Where's the
third.
third?
It has to do with crows and assassins.
No, that's from 2020.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's it
I
called?
thought that was 2021.
No, The Wake is 2020.
Hang on. I need to go do things now because now my brain's confused.
I don't want to talk about the way
They didn't do a really good job of setting the blogs apart this morning when it got released.
Go to my PMs.
Alright, well basically if you have not yet read the story, and if you did, it takes place 30 years ago, which means it would be before... This would be before the Blight.
Yeah.
Wait.
Are you bitch?
Wait.
What is happening?
Then they just gave us the time for Dragon Age 4.
What?
Oh yeah, it would technically if we did the math. Okay, so 922 dragons add 30 years.
952. It would be 952, 10 years after.
Yeah, so 10 years after Inquisition.
Wait,
that is a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, that's massive.
That is a huge amount of time.
Wait, 30? Hold on a minute.
Someone do the
What?
math, but if it's 10 years between Inquisition and Dragon Age
What?
4,
Well,
then that means,
trespassing
like,
Hold on.
specifically.
Trespasser specifically, yeah. That means
Asia-
that Solus's plan is not
43.
as bad as we thought it was, or put together as we thought. If it takes him
Uh,
10 years?
Guys, Asia's asking if we're good to go in about 5. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I said
Yeah,
yes,
we're
but
yeah.
okay. Cool.
We just gotta figure out this math really quick. Anyways, while you guys are doing math, and I'll just summarize the story really quick.
Okay.
Basically, it's two necromancers. They find a skull. The skull's screaming. Screaming skull wants to be put to rest with his wife. They do.
Also,
Really cute.
why does that image look like Dorian? Like,
Yeah.
just saying.
It kind of
But-
does. Didn't his
Yeah,
name
but
is
that
Emmerich
can't be.
Volcarian?
Like, there's a lot of similarities there, and it's weird to me.
Volcarian.
I mean, look,
Wait.
pencil mustaches were popular at the time.
Okay, no, like,
Maybe.
even the hair on top, like, the stature, everything
It could
going
be
on
like
there.
his. It could be like his uncle or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
He said he had a
Because he was
huge
already-
family, did he not?
Yeah.
He did. You're even related to
Oh, he's got a huge
Trellin.
something, all right.
You know what? Anyways, I thought it was really cute because it's kind of reuniting love in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after death, there's still love. It's
And-
very cute.
I
Yeah.
will say-
Super cute to see that.
I will
So-
also say, when I die, I want to be that petty. Like, I don't want to be a super powerful demon. I just want to be a petty asshole and just be like, no.
Just scream.
So, I got the timeline, so let me just check that. We got the... Oh, come on. So far down. Okay, Trespasser begins in 944 Dragon and ends in 944, and the events of the Dark Fortress are in
30 years ago.
945. They were in 945. So if we
Okay.
take 30 years ago in 922, it would be 952. So it would be
8 years?
7 years. No,
Because
that's
everybody
insane.
was thinking it was going to be like a year or two after, because we all thought that Solus's
Yeah.
plan was like almost complete. This kind of just
Apparently
proves
not.
that